Viewers for joining us here on kentv. I'm Christine Wanjiru. It's now official elections will be held on December 27th. The Electoral Commission of Kenya Chairman Samuel Kivuitu said Kenyans will go to the polls with polling stations opening from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Kivuitu unveiled the election calendar at the Kenyatta International Conference Center, said it was not possible to have elections before Christmas as widely speculated following the late dissolution of Parliament. The President has in recent times hinted that he will prefer Kenyans to enjoy their Christmas without the hassles of an election.
Parliament, which was dissolved, was the 9th Parliament in Kenya. The members were elected on the 27th of December 2002, and thus the dissolution of Parliament was almost 5 years after that election.
Kivuitu also announced that the party nominations will kick off on Saturday and run until November 16th, while formal presidential nominations will be held between 14th and 15th of November. Nominations for the local authorities will be conducted between the 23rd and the 24th of next month.
And the elections proper will be held on 27th December, starting from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are moving from 6 to 6 to 5 to 6 to 5.
He said that they will soon announce dates when voters will verify their registers and replace lost cards before December elections. He said that 14.5 million Kenyans had been registered as voters against a population of 17 million Kenyans aged 18 and above.
It is still regrettable that we have such a large number of voters who have registered more than once. And this is something which you should make very clear you understand. The total number of registered voters, the actual voters who have registered more than once, is 188 and 222. 108,222. That's the total number of persons who have registered more than once.
Political parties will also be required to submit the list of parliamentary candidates within 5 days after the nomination exercise.
Even though the Electoral Commission of Kenya has announced the election date and unveiled the election calendar, a dark cloud hangs over the fate of some of its commissioners whose contracts are about to expire. At the same time, the Electoral Commission has warned political parties against electoral violence. With the stage set for elections to be conducted in December, the fate of some commissioners still remain unknown as their contracts expire before the date of election. The contract for Deputy Commissioner Mtu, who was elected last week, expires on 29th October, while that of the Commission's Chairman Samuel Kivuitu expires on 2nd December.
It is the wisdom of the President will be the one which will determine what they want. As far as I'm concerned, I will do my work until the 2nd of December at midnight and quit. In fact, I've started pulling out some of my things, slowly, in anticipation of the date. But my mind is set on these elections, and that at least I should leave a well-planned election.
Opposition leaders, including leading presidential contenders Raila Odinga of Orange Democratic Party and Kalonzo Musyoka of Orange Democratic of Kenya, have called for the extension of Kivuitu's term, alleging the government plans to rig the election by appointing a person sympathetic to the president. They said Kivuitu would ensure a level playing field for all the contenders. However, leaders close to the president want Kivuitu's term to come to an end, as he is seen to be sympathetic to the opposition. However, the president has kept mum on the issue. The Electoral Commission chairman also cautioned politicians to conduct peaceful elections. He reminded them to abide by the Electoral Code of Conduct in observing peace. He assured them that everything possible will be done to maintain security during electioneering period.
Yeah. Supposing we say we stop and they go there, what do? We have no police. What do? We'll try this time. If I'll be around, we'll try. We'll try to see if we can get our orders obeyed. But if they are not obeyed, there's no way we can enforce them.
He pointed out that the parties must present their rules of nomination to the Electoral Commission and adhere to them. President Kibaki's Party of National Unity faces the most difficult hurdle in keeping its house in order. of the latest Stedman poll. Party of National Unity now says it agrees with these polls. The polls, which have shown an increase of 2% in the ratings of PNU presidential candidate President Kibaki, are likely to attract a lot of reactions from across the political divide. Managing Director George Waititu noted that despite holding the lead, Raila Odinga's rating has dropped by 3% to 50%. President Kibaki in second place gained 2%. The opinion poll by the Stedman Group shows that hardly 38% Kenyans are in support of the Majimbo system of governance. Majority of Kenyans, representing 44% of the population, are against the federal system of governance, which the opposition parties are advocating for. According to the report, 17% are undecided. Waititu said, although 53% of Kenyans understand what Majimbo is, majority of them are opposed to the adoption of the system. The Stedman report, which is released after every 2 weeks, have elicited sharp reaction from diverse groups, with the losing group saying they are not representative of the real political situation on the ground. However, with the election date having been announced by the Electoral Commission of Kenya, political parties are expected to be more aggressive in their campaigns. Speaking at the party's headquarters, one of the KANU Vice Chairman, Major Retired Maseden Madoka, which is an affiliate party, said they were impressed by the ratings as they have been on the ground for only 1 week, as opposed to their opponents who have been campaigning for a couple of months.
Obviously, you have seen that our presidential candidate has been able to gain 2 points within a week, and that was immediately after we have rolled out our plans, and we are now confident that as we move along, within the next 2 weeks or so, the situation will change.
On the issue of Majimbo that has rocked the political arena of late, the party retaliated its stand but said they are committed to devolving resources to the ground. They criticized their opponents of advocating for Majimbo that would plunge the country into chaos.
When you're talking of devolution to grassroots level, it's going down to Mwananchi at the district level, and they are then going to manage these funds themselves. And I think that's the whole concept of devolution as opposed to Majimbo.
ODM has of late been advocating for the Majimbo system of government, but the latest released findings by Stedman Group shows that most Kenyans are not impressed by the system. President Kibaki on Thursday urged Kenyans to elect him for a second term so as to consolidate the gains he has achieved so far. He said his development record was obvious to all. He also cautioned them against electing people who did not have any development record.
President Kibaki arrived in Kagundo to a rousing welcome. He assured wananchi that he had their interest at heart, and that is why his government had initiated many development projects in the area.
Mimi nataka kufurahia na najua mnafurahia maendeleo haya ambayo yanaonekana kila mahali katika nchi hii yetu.
He said the government understood the problems of the people and will do all it can to improve their living condition.
Maendeleo makubwa kama haya ni kuonyesha wananchi wenyewe wana mapato, wana bidii, wana uwezo wa kuinua mambo haya.
He took time to commission Tala and Kagundo boreholes. Minister for Lands Kivutha Kibwana warned wananchi against electing leaders who are only after selfish interests.
For your company, it was a pleasure.